All right, all right, all right. We're here. It's finally here. The best. This and the ARCA race are going to be the best races this week. Let me mute this. What are we streaming at? We're at 720. No, we are at 1060p. So that's not too bad. I had some issues with StreamYard. I don't know. I don't necessarily want to pay StreamYard to stream in a better quality and stuff like that. But that's kind of where I'm at. Guys, I'm going to be here for at least, 15 minutes. I think most people understand how I approach this. I did finish recording the video of me building lines. That'll go up as soon as the race or the slate locks, in case you want to watch stuff. I've had a lot of good feedback on that. The post-race stuff will be done probably Monday, looking back at all the races this week. But yeah, man, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to relax. I'm here to tear some stuff up. I think this is a very, very fun slate to look at. I think, let me move this over real quick. Let me get this here. When we look at the truck series, okay, how do you guys want me to talk about this? Do you want me to talk about it how I'm approaching it? Like, where I'm going. Like, I'm playing an ungodly amount of money for most people. Like 360 for the bums in the back, okay? Or we can attack it or I can at least discuss by talking about who's going to be fast, who's not going to be fast, things of that nature, who can actually be up there and race. Just keep me updated on what you guys want to do because, the chat's going insane right now because there's nobody there. I also turn on to subscribers only just to try and minimize the amount of porn bots that I get in the comment sections. Like, if they're going to subscribe, then go ahead and blast your porn leaks all over the place. But yeah, so here, let me go ahead and move this here. Clearly I'm not going to show you my lineups and stuff, but look, I have a video where I show all the lines, literally how I build lines for super speedway, so a lot of people understand where I'm going. But let's first identify, and this isn't like a rocket science move, let's identify where I believe ownership is going to migrate and go to. And we are going to identify that as a highlighted blue over the drivers. So I think Chase Elliott, Zane Smith, Stuart Friesen, Clearman, Ben Rhodes, Tyler Ankrum, Cody, and Timmy Hill. I think these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, these 8 drivers on paper, when you look at the results, when you're looking at how everybody goes or how these people perform on these tracks, these are probably the best, and I'm quotating here, best drivers, best plays on the slate. If nobody wrecked, if this race went 100 laps, everybody finished the race with a clean car, looks like it just came out of like a car wash, everybody's being friendly, they're letting everybody by who deserves to be up front, well, then Chase Elliott, Zane Smith, these guys are most likely going to win the race. Friesen is going to be up there racing. Park Clearman knows what he's doing, okay? Now, just because I said that, I have no Chase Elliott. I have no Zane Smith. I don't own, my highest starting driver is Sammy Smith today. I don't own anybody in the top 19. I don't want to fuck around with anybody in the top 19. When we look at this slate and we look at this field is bad. I know we say that a lot, but even when you talk about it in qualifying, when we have 10 guys trying to make their first start at Daytona in these trucks, we have very limited practice time, okay? A lot of these people don't know what they're doing. We're going to have wrecks in this race. We always do, but seriously, Nick, in a wildly fast car, that's just dangerous having him up front because they're going to be like, all right, block the outside, all right, block the inside. Nick, you got a fast car. Nick, the team knows that they got the fastest car in the field, all right? And they're sure as shit going to keep blocking so nobody passes them. Ty Majeski, fast car. Jack Wood in a fast machine, dangerous. LaJoy racing up there. LaJoy, I don't know why we keep getting on our knees talking about LaJoy at these goddamn plate races just because he had one race at Atlanta where he almost won, but he fenced himself. He wrecked himself. Yet again, go back, check out the video called This is something, what makes a good driver in super speedway film study or something along those lines. I tiled that. I break it down. LaJoy had no idea what he's doing. Crafton up there hasn't finished this race. Jason White, one-off guy in a fast car, knows what he's doing. He's going to go for the win, bringing nothing but the checker flag or the steering wheel. You know, De Benedetto, Hocevar, Purdy, Kraus, Haley Deegan, Corey Heim, like all these drivers here, I wouldn't trust any of them. I would not trust any of them to not cause a wreck up front, okay? And then we have Chase Elliott and Zane Smith, probably the two most skilled drivers in the top 20, okay? Going to have good cars, going to be racing up front, going to be going for the win, going to be surrounded by these guys. Chase Elliott, Zane Smith, these guys don't ride. These guys are going to be up there racing. They want the lead. They want to be ahead of everybody being up here, being stupid and everything like that. So I don't want to fuck around with these guys. I think we're going to see multiple wrecks at the front of the field in this event. We just have a lot of bad drivers, okay? Grant Enfinger, if I was Enfinger, I'd want to get ahead of everybody. I don't want to be in the pack. I don't want to be racing around these guys who have no idea what they're doing. Raja Karuth, legit play, question mark, maybe. I mean, Raja knows what he's doing. This isn't his first time. This isn't his first rodeo. You know, he's survived ARCA races at plate races and stuff, but this is the Truck Series. Like, look, go back. 65 to 75% of this field wrecks every year in this race. That is not an exaggeration. That's not me blowing, like, coming out of thin air being like, we're going to have a wreck fest. Like, we destroy more than half the cars in this race, and it is limited on how slow they are if they avoid the wreck, okay? Every year, look back at this race and look back at how many people don't finish this race and how many good cars are involved in wrecks up front because people throw a bad block, people get stupid, people, you know, ARCA brake, you know, like for me, I do not want to fuck with anybody in the top half of the field. That's just where I'm at. I am absolutely riding and dying. I'll tell you right now, if White, Massey, Rayum, Hackert, Hill, Greenfield, Wright, Daniel Dye, Cody, if these guys have a bad time, I'm not making money, okay? These 7 individuals here, or 8 or however many there are, if they perform bad, I'm performing bad, okay? Now, granted, you know, I'm moving up. I got lineups with Smith, Friesen, Kligerman, Travis. I'm spread out, but I'm primarily focused on there. Congratulations, welcome to my TED Talk. That's where we're at. Can we have some fun now? Can we kind of goof around and joke and hope for flips and everything? Let's see. By the way, the slate locks in 52 minutes. I do believe nearly every contest has been filled. 25 has been filled. $10 has been filled. 4 has been filled. The second $1 is close to filling. The mini max is filled up. The original $1 has filled up. That is about every decent contest that there is. I do not. That's 700. I don't have enough cash on hand right now to comfortably put in another 300 to chase that $10 contest. 57% of the field being paid out, $2,000 to first, 45 to 8th and 9th. I think that's a bad contest. If you are looking for one to get into now, I think they are pretty much all gone for the most part. Maybe the lug nut, the $5 356 person contest. That's about the last decent contest left open. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at here. Do we do all 6 of them? Hell yeah, Doug. You know me, bud. You know me. You don't need me to. I know you like. I do it the same way, ride or die. And if these guys, if these idiots wreck back here, they wreck. That's just how it is. But I've always done this, and especially after last Daytona, like, I'd be a fool to not do it. Like, I'm net even before last summer, I was net positive doing this. Despite all the times at Talladega to where we get a bullshit rain out finish, we get a bullshit, you know, Bubba winning, NASCAR rigging the race. You know, we get races like that to where nobody wrecks out and I lose my entire entry fee. Every lineup doesn't cash. I've still been net positive over the entire course of my DFS career by just playing guys in the back. I see no reason to not ever stop doing that, in my opinion. You know? Best of luck this year to you as well. Carter, Darren just got here. Chase and Zane, too far forward. Now, if you're unlike me, if you're not fully autistic and you're chasing decent drivers who have an upside, a chance of winning, Chase Elliott, Zane Smith make a lot of sense to chase that. If you believe that, hey, you know, maybe we don't destroy a lot of the field, maybe, you know, Chase Elliott, Zane Smith can avoid a lot of the wrecks, I think Elliott and Zane Smith make a lot of sense because both these guys are going to be racing up front. They're going to be leading laps, and if they can survive the chaos, one of them will probably be optimal. Happy to see you as well, KDIS11. Everybody here who hasn't already joined the Patreon, if you want to support me, support Pearce, the work that I do, feel free to join the Patreon. I've been leaning towards and explaining. How many people we got here? 53 watching right now. I'm going to see how the numbers look in March in terms of, super chats, Patreon, things like that. But I might not be doing live shows for each and every race, just depending on just the amount of support that we're getting. So just keep that in mind. If you want the live streams to continue, consider joining the Patreon, consider joining, or consider sending money through super chats and everything like that. Yeah, my highest starting driver is Sammy Smith tonight. Yeah, I mean, Elliott's going to carry a ton of ownership. Zane Smith's going to carry a ton of ownership. It's very easy to quote unquote beat optimizers here. Like, if you look, no shade towards Osmo or anybody who 150 maxes, but I keep up with the contest and how much it feels, and these guys are just uploading CSVs of what the optimizers are telling you, and I guarantee you the optimizers are saying, hey, you're probably going to have at least 35%, Chase Elliott, probably at least 22% in Zane Smith, probably, quite a lot of Kligerman, quite a lot of Stuart Friesen, quite a lot of Ben Rhodes and stuff, and, it's very easy to get different, and in my opinion, score similar or even score higher than just what optimizers are doing for the plate races, just because they can't factor in the amount of wrecks and wild shit that can happen. Smart to fade roads. I mean, everybody. Okay, outside of these, so this is who I believe should be popular. These are the drivers I don't have any Zane Smith or Elliott. I'm actively making sure I have very little Friesen. Kligerman, I think I have 25% of. Very little Rhodes, very little Ankrum. I think you should play the shit out of Timmy Hill. When I saw this grid, I lost my mind. I felt like I was snorting coke. Like, I saw this and it was like, everybody I want is starting in the back of the field. I've never had. I mean, I think we've had 2, maybe 3 slates like this in the Truck Series specifically, to where everybody I wanted was in the back of the field. Ironically enough, one of them was Talladega 2020, maybe 2019. I don't think it was 2021. Anyway, the fuckers wrecked like lap 3 at Talladega. The whole back of the field killed themselves so early, and we had a terrible time. But, like, Cody, one of the best plate racers in Truck Series DFS history. When we look at how often this stupid bastard finishes races, it is unbelievable. Look at these. This is Daytona, Talladega. 24th, 5th, 16th, 3rd, and 8th. Okay, so you might be like, why did I have Cody Roball, highlighted for high ownership? Well, he should be fucking owned. The guy takes care of his car. His worst finish ever has been 24th, and he has a 16th and then 3 top 10 finishes. Like, Cody, fantastic play. Going to ride in the back, be there. He understands what he needs to do. Same thing with Timmy Hill. Okay, you might not glamour around him because you see a 20th place finish at Talladega in 2015, and you see a 22nd finish at Atlanta, last year. And like I said, I remove Atlanta from stuff. I don't use Atlanta for things. But I'm just saying, I'm sure most people are looking at that. But his 4 starts in the Truck Series: 20th, 15th, 14th, 14th. Timmy Hill is starting 32nd. And he's really never DNF'd himself because he's running his own equipment. Cody Roball has really never DNF'd himself because they run underfunded equipment. Like, they don't want to tear stuff up. The Rayum brothers, like Josh Rayum, Mason Massey, Jason White, these are basically all under one umbrella. I understand that Rayum is he is quote unquote a different owner on paper, but these are basically out of the same stable. They're not going to tear stuff up. They're not going to be stupid. Josh Rayum, Mason Massey is probably the most risky of these guys, but I love Rayum. He's not going to go up there and race. He knows how these guys go. He's going to ride in the back and try and come away with the top 18 finish by doing nothing other than surviving. We got Jason White starting dead last. He's not going to kill you. He's not going to hurt you at all. Okay? Here, we'll look over. Josh Rayum. How is he done in races? 21st, 20th, and 6th. And some bitch is starting 34th. Play a shitload of him. Mason Massey. I understand he has a 32nd at Talladega, but under the Reum brother, or under the Reum flag, they're going to tell him, hey, let's not kind of tear stuff up too early. That was that's why Mason Massey is probably the riskiest guy down here in terms of like splitting hairs, because we've seen him with DGM. He raced more aggressive than other people with DGM. Like, we had Josh Williams, we had Alex LeBay race smart, we had Mason Massey, and yes, he did finish well in some of the races last year, but he's also DNF'd a lot. If you remember, he was the one who fucking hit. No, actually, that was Matt Mills. But Mason Massey was also involved in that big pileup last year when Snyder caught the catch fence. He just, bad luck on Mason Massey. Anyway, like Jason White, I understand that Jason White, I understand he's starting dead last. Like, why would we not play him? It's wild. Clay Greenfield, same thing here. Like, yeah, and sure, Clay Greenfield, his main issue is that he has a good car and he wants to run up front. We have seen that time and time again, to where Clay Greenfield, I don't like it about him. He will run top 10 all day. Okay? That's just how it is. He wants to be up in the field. That's where the crash is going to happen. That's where danger lurks. But he's 31st. We can get away with him finishing 25th. I guarantee you. Jason White going to be a top 25 DFS scorer today. Everybody here, in my opinion, worst case scenario, they're all top 28 scorers. Like, why would I ever play him? Why would I not play these guys back here? That is where I'm at. Let's go ahead and look through some of these comments. 660 of you guys here. Thank you for joining me. I will probably end the stream at the top of the hour, so if you got any last minute questions, I'm still going to go through the chat. But if you have anything else you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know here. Let's see. The LA fade. Didn't he hit big last time going all the way back? I mean, I've always gone all the way back, but it was, and yet again, I've had good. It's not just like last Sunday or last summer. That one was just, I happened to put in between the two races. I think it was like $1,200. It was mainly $200 for Xfinity. That turned in $9,000, and I put in $1,000 for the Cup Series race, and that turned into 15-ish. I think it was right under 24,000. Anyway, even before that, I've been doing that with much lower money, or like single. I remember 2019 or something. I would just stack guys from the back when I didn't play the amount of volume that I do now, and I would just do single entry lines with the fucking bums in the back, and I'd turn like $80 and they're like $350. Nothing to shake a stick at. Like this is free fucking money. It's always been that way for especially Truck Series opener at Daytona. I mentioned in the live show yesterday, I'd have to really look back. I don't believe I may have come back losing money. Like if I put $300 in, I might get $210 back. But I've never lost my ass at the truck race opener at Daytona. This is the one race, and I even put in Discord, it's so funny that this is my most important race of the year, because I don't see this as a loss. I mean, that might be ignorant, but looking back, just what I do, guys, don't play fucking anybody in the top 15. Don't play anybody in the top 20, in my opinion. Just play the guys back here. Let me see. Ankrum is fucking horrible, dude. Ankrum is terrible because he races up front. You know how you finish these fucking races? You don't race. You just ride. Now, yes, the issue from these guys that we do have a concern about, because it was Hackert who had an engine change. We have several guys going to the back for unimproved adjustments. Hopefully, we have the wreck early enough that mechanical failures, mechanical issues don't happen to these guys, okay? If we're on lap 80 out of 100 and the whole fucking field's still going, that's both good and bad. Good because we're going to have a big wreck, but bad because we're pushing the life expectancy of the backmarker equipment, to its limit. Ideally we can have a big one at the end of stage 1 and at the end of stage 2. The fact that this race is very quick, a lot of it's going to be ran under yellow. We have a yellow at the end of lap 20, a yellow at the end of lap 40. Stage 2 is going to fucking be 12 laps, okay? Because stupid NASCAR likes pacing around. We're probably going to have somebody go a lap down, so we're going to have, staggered. We're probably going to at least do 4 or 5 laps under yellow. We're going to have the yellow on lap 20. We go back green on lap 26 or something. That stage is only 14 laps. So hopefully we can kill somebody in between the first two stages and just have a gigantic wreck then. I'm going to be a bit uncomfortable if we get through those two stages and we don't at least have one instant that up front that takes out some people. That's where I'm at there. Happy to have you, Clutch. Happy to have you, Dave. Yeah, best of luck to you and everybody else. Thank you for the 6 of you guys joining me here. So Cody, on how many of those drivers? 4, 5, or 6? Mark, as many as you want, man. And I'm not being rude. I've been saying the same thing for like 4 years now. I got lines with nothing but guys from 27th on back. I got lines, with like staggered, like find your line. Here we'll do it this way. If you believe like 20th is halfway in the field, play 6 from here. If you're doing a 5-1, 5 from 20th on back, 1 in the top 20. If you're doing a 4-2, 4 from here, 2 from up here. But wherever you're comfortable making that line, like just don't be afraid. Like for me, build lines with like no name shitbox machines, man. That's how it is. Let's see. Only guy I don't like in the back. Die, I don't know what to do with. Die, so Mason Massey, I like that he's in a Ream car. I think that will dictate him not racing up front. Daniel Dye is expected to run up front. He's in a good machine. I don't think anybody's going to play him. And if you don't want to get insane, if you don't want to get crazy like me, just pivot off of Friesen, Kligerman, Rhodes, Ankrum, and go to Daniel Dye for much less ownership, and I think who is going to be racing up front the entire race. Like Friesen, going to try and get the lead. Daniel Dye, I think he's going to try and get the lead. I would rather take the lower ownership and the far starting back for Daniel Dye than Friesen. Let's see. Zane Hacker, Cody Kligerman. Yep, I like it. Good luck. Just got here. My core is Road, Ankrum, Kligerman, Stuart Friesen. Man, that is a rough. Like, that's almost the exact opposite of me, just because I'm hoping that they wreck. I think if they don't get stupid, Kligerman and Friesen have a really... Kligerman, I think, is optimal. As long as he's not involved in a wreck, he's going to be optimal. He works in every fashion. Friesen, if he avoids the wreck, he'll be optimal. Stuart Friesen, Park Kligerman have a really, really high chance of being optimal today. And that's justified by the ownership on him. That's justified why people are playing him and stuff. So hopefully Friesen goes through the catch fence, and hopefully he ends up in like row 8 on the front straightaway. I really hope he wrecks. I'm so sorry, Kay, but I hope Friesen wrecks. I hope somebody dumps his ass. We're cutting guys out of trucks tonight. Infield care center gonna be popping. I know, man. It's good. This field is terrible. Look at this field. None of these drivers know what they're doing. Are you kidding me? It makes me like Travis more. Like look, if you're thinking of Parker and Friesen, play Travis. Okay, his biggest hindrance was displayed last night, and he's not familiar with how hard it is to decrease these cars, which I yet again pointed out in the live show yesterday when Travis when he avoided one of the big ones at Daytona a couple years back. He still got in the wall. He still sustained damage. Like, he didn't plow into the field, but he still sustained damage. But he was able to avoid it. That's when high speed cut a crash fest right there. Line came from. Last night, doing nothing wrong, just had nowhere to go. Not used to, fucking Gen 6 cars Gen 7 cars are hard to maneuver and stuff. Plowed into the field, but he was running where I want him to run, and I think Travis is going to do the same thing here. He's here to get laps. He's here to get experience again. It's been several. I don't want to look. I love Travis Pastrana. I talked about him a lot last night. I don't necessarily want to go through that same discussion, but he's here to get laps. I imagine Travis is just going to ride and get comfortable with things, and they'll start pushing it probably after stage 2. But I think he's a good pivot between these guys here. There's actually touts saying don't just stack 30th through the... I mean, yeah, bro, I don't understand that at all. First off, every race, I play the last 6 starters. That's just how it is. I always throw one of my 20 lines doing that. What I see in that if I take that $10, or if I take that line for $10, it's going to cash. Might not be optimal. Might not, be the greatest slam dunk play ever. But I'm going to min cash with that line, worst case scenario, and turn that $10 into $5. Why would I turn down free money? Yeah, like I understand, like if you're really focusing on, and this is like Millie Maker talk too. Like if you're trying to win the Millie Maker and stuff and you want to solo it, of course you got to get different. But you know where I'm at? I don't give a shit if I fucking duplicate. You know how many fucking times I've missed out on a lot of money because I've got the final Xfinity Series race in Phoenix this last time. I played Alex Labbe over Raja Caruth. Played the exact same line. I just swapped out Raja over Labbe. Raja was the chalk. Labbe wasn't the chalk, If I play Raja Caruth, yeah, guess what? I'm one of 4 guys that split the winning line, And I think in that one it was 20,000 to win, and it split, and the guys who finished first got 5,000, and then here I am finishing like 73rd or something with like $25. Like, of course, like I would much rather tie. Like I don't give a shit about tying anymore. I've hurt myself so much by like worrying about that. So like whoever really wants to just lose out on free money, like go right ahead, dude. And this is my favorite race of the fucking year for DFS. So Holmes, we got 2 things here with Holmes. I don't know why I was thinking Howard. Brett Holmes, I have been personally screwed over by him. I don't know. He's starting 22nd. He started in the low 20s before, and he's absolutely killed me. I either don't play him and he survives the wrecks, or the one time I play him, he wrecks out early at Daytona in Daytona 22 last year. I just can never nail Holmes, and usually I'd probably have more Holmes, but I'd love 28th through 36. Those are literally entering this week. Those are the drivers I wanted to target. They're starting exactly where I want them, so that's where I'm at there. Thank you, BVP. I do appreciate it. I can't put the super chat on. I'm so sorry. I need to turn my light on. I know I'm like disappearing. The sun's going down and stuff. But thank you very much, BVP. I do appreciate that. Let me see. Thoughts on home. Is having over 10K? Nope. Do your own thing. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I have 20. Yep. Doesn't matter at all. There's no driver in the entire series I hate playing more than Chris Wright. Plate races, he's fine. It's everywhere else that the idiot just kills himself on. Like Chris Wright, specifically in trucks, yeah, sure, 36 at Dega, but 12th and 19th at last 2 Daytona races, that's perfectly fine. I'm fine with that. Some bitch starting 30th. If he wrecks out and finishes 23rd, that's fine. We're not losing money there. I am probably going to, yeah, thank you, AKA Hollywood. I do appreciate that. But yeah, BVP, like, let's, thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for doing that. Let's start Daytona right. As I said, I'm probably going to end it here, guys. You guys enjoy Daytona. I will not be live tomorrow unless it's like super early at like 8 o'clock or something. But I doubt I'm going to be live tomorrow, just with Q happening for Xfinity. I want to watch the ARCA race. Like, I want to actively enjoy watching them kill each other. Like, this race, the ARCA race, we can have so many wrecks. We can have so many flips. The possibilities are endless. I'm so excited. Over under 8 cautions tonight. I'm going over. We got 2 guaranteed. We'll probably do 3 green, white, checkered. That's 5 right there. Okay. All we need is 3 more during the race to get stupid. I would go over. That is where I'm at. But maybe I'm hopeful. I don't know. But when you look back at this race here, it always goes into overtime. When you look back at 60, if not 70% of the field being taken out and DNFing, I mean, I think we go over, man. Or, we could have less and just some big wrecks and stuff. I don't know. Either way, I want people to wreck it. I wish I had funds to go. I don't know. It's gonna be fun, man. I hope these people get so dumb. I can't wait to watch this race. I hope you guys enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for being here, spending a part of your Friday evening with us, and consider joining the Patreon. I understand if you don't do it right now, but you can do it in the month of March or you can keep supporting us through the super chats like BVP always does. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys Sunday to talk about the Daytona 500. And best of luck tonight, guys. I'll see you later. See you later, alligators. Bye bye.